both woods hole, and we are on the seafloor over a soft sediment bottom. A few cutthroat eels and a red crab. Our depth is 1475. Looks like we have a fairly fine sediment bottom. And what we normally like to do first is settle down, get situated, white balance the camera, set up the brow cam or the HD2 cam.
All right, Tom. Let's get set up. All right. You want me to come around and find you? Yeah, come around and find me. All right. Coming to starboard.
And we're currently going to be exploring a site in an inner canyon area between Vetch and Shallop Canyons. And we are southwest of where we were yesterday at a site that we're naming New England Seeps 2. And last night we had the ability to remap this area with multi-beam, and we picked up some additional water column anomalies that we are incorporating into our dive plan this morning.
We're still working on incorporating those new dive targets into our mapping. It'll be coming to you soon as we get the navigator some time to work on that.
Cutthroat eel.
So which way does he want us to go? Not real.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cutthroat eels.
Do you want me to hold the heading?
I was just glancing over my shoulder there. Was Dave talking to you about the sonar? I had just come to the same conclusion because it's constant with changes in vehicle heading.
And can we have
Okay, we're
a
on the same
hake?
page.
Pilot's reminder, still need to do white balance on the cameras.
Yeah, we got you video.
All right, I am with you, Bobby.
Okay. Well, let's do a white balance. You want to start up the hydraulics?
You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Okay, valve packs are off. HPU coming on.
The pair of burrows right in front of us in the video.
There we go. Starboard valve.
Okay, we're going to be performing white balance.
Enabled. You want me to run the drawer out?
Go for drawer.
Out she comes. There it is.
And what we're doing right now
Good for both cameras.
is just white balancing our camera. Get the lighting right, the color right. And we do this at the beginning of every dive. And so we just pulled out what we call the basket on the ROV. And Brendan is just talking to our videographer who,
Oh
so
yeah,
we
there,
can get
Bobby.
HiPAC out
Bring
to
your
you
head to
after we're
starboard a little
finished
bit.
adding the new targets to our dive plan.
Alright, look, it's real. It's a rock. Or a shell or something. Thanks. Just playing with the sonar.
And it looks like our
Probably a
colleagues
shell.
colleagues back at
It's not
Hui
much
are
shadow.
having
What
a
is it
fire
off?
drill
That's my bearing
right now.
for current heading.
It's about 10 degrees to port
10 degrees.
and about 10 meters. Coincidentally, it's
Oh,
on my
sorry.
bearing and about my distance from you.
Found it. Let's go see what it is.
Science, Nav.
It's me.
And we are continuing to white balance the camera.
Sorry.
Hey, I got those new points in.
It might not be me, but it's awfully coincidental.
We good video?
Where did new Seep 3 go? Oh, there it is. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Nav, if you can hold that view for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, let me just zoom in a little. I don't know why I lost that one before. Yeah, there we go.
If you can hold that one, then we'll have a discussion with Shoreside and get going on this. Thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah,
The rapid turnaround.
I got rid of all the WP numbers because they're all confused. So now it's just Seep and top and plan bottom. So then
Thank you
those
so
three.
much.
Yep.
Video science too.
Great science.
Go ahead and send right back out maybe on whatever one you think is best.
Probably
5 minutes.
probably best on 3. High pack on 3.
Excellent. Thank you, DJ. All right, Shoreside community, if you look at your video feed 3, we have the HiPAC navigation map going out that displays all of our, the sort of current dive plan as it was sent out last night, including ROV 04 planned bottom and then waypoint Seep. That was the original waypoint for the first identified Seep, and then we have 3 new waypoints identified as new Seep 1, new Seep 2, and new Seep 3 going towards the top of the map. You can see those are the ones that we identified last night in the C-beam mapping. So the tentative suggested...
Hold on. We have no feed 3 coming out to shore.
Okay.
That's correct. They're having issues shoreside, so I'll put it on stream 2.
Okay,
All
it's on
right.
stream 2.
It's going out on stream 2 now.
Pilot's video is clear.
I'll give everyone a few
Pilot's
seconds
video is
to
clear
get caught
on
up on that,
cameras.
and then I'll start over.
Thanks, Roland. Let's bring the drawer back in, and I'll set up the mini Zeus, then we'll be underway.
Okay, so it looks like everybody has it on stream 2. So as I was saying before, you're looking at
There's some
the ship position
comments yesterday
and the
made about
ROV
the
position.
Sirius camera not
So
being
we're
quite right.
looking
Hard to see
at
can do any white balance via
ROV
the
planned on bottom
vehicles
as the
close to
first
each other.
waypoint. We'll be making our way towards that point just as soon as the pilots are able to move. The first waypoint, Seep,
video.
is the
Yeah,
original
we can probably manage that.
identified
How do you feel, Tom?
plume of
Not
bubbles.
bouncing too much. I
And
could
then
come
you
down
can see
another
the
3-4
new
meters at least.
new
Very
Seep 1,
comfortable.
new Seep 2, and new Seep
Okay.
3
You want me to do
waypoints.
that so you
Those
can stay on
are
the bottom?
the plumes
Yeah.
that we
Why
identified
don't you come
last
down
night
and I'll
in the
creep forward.
multi-beam mapping. So the suggested sort of sequence of waypoints would be waypoint Seep, the original one, and then we'll work our way laterally across that ridge or slope to
There we go.
New Seep 1, New
Oh,
Seep
my
2, and New
XY is
Seep
on.
3.
Before you guys get close, I'm going to go ahead and do the black balance.
And
So,
obviously, we'll be looking for any kind
Stand
of
by, Ron.
telltale biology, debris fields, that kind of stuff to help guide us as we're searching. Any other thoughts or suggestions?
I just didn't want you guys to get close before I close the
Brennan,
Sirius
this is
smoke
Carolyn.
camera.
Can you
Watch
hear
it.
me?
Yes, I can.
Video has requested a
Okay,
white
good. I
balance
switched
from the
phones.
Sirius HD.
So the only question I had
So
was
gonna creep in a
I'm
little
trying to
bit,
just
see
get
if
a
we
sense
can
of scale on this map.
get it
Originally,
so
the
you can
line
use
we were
our
going to be doing was a few hundred meters
foam
long.
pack
Is that
to
correct?
take a white
The original
balance,
line
and
from
then
last
we'll
night.
be with you.
Yes, it was a few hundred meters long.
Want to be closer if he's going to do a
This
Okay,
is,
that gives me
I'm
some
holding
concept.
here.
yeah. I think it
Things
was
are
200
We can
meters long,
shine
or maybe a tad bit more.
Oh,
okay. There is a scale on here, but at least
video. You can
even on
answer
my
this for
best
me.
screen, it's kind of pixelated.
Would
Yeah,
it help to have more light on the
Okay,
white
thank
pack,
you.
on the
no
foam
problem.
pack, even though that light won't be there constantly?
Yes.
Like if we were to swing if we were
Just
able
for
to get a
note,
swing
that,
arm
that
up there
bar on the
somehow.
bottom
I
is
don't know if that's even possible, is it, Tom?
60
So,
meters
no.
long.
I
It's
don't think it
60
is.
meters long.
Best
Yeah.
to have the vehicle, the Sirius lights.
So New
That's
Seep
great.
3
Thank you.
Just
may,
somewhere to give me a starting point of
the
light.
New Seep 3,
So are we
um,
clear to do a black balance?
if we spend a
I'm
lot of
clear to-
time
Okay. Tapping the
looking
Sirius cameras.
at biology early on, then there is a chance we may end up being
Definitely
rushed to
when I was
get
on
to there.
board and I was,
But,
we rode
you know,
deck, I was checking the
it's,
black balance.
to
And,
me, it's always a matter of
was
what's in
definitely
hand
off on the
versus what's the
Sirius.
potential, and if
What do you
there's
think, Tom?
if we have good stuff in
Think there's any way we
hand
can get light
and
on
in
the
view,
foam
then
pack?
we should work that.
Yeah,
Is
I
my
think if I come
is my
down,
view.
you're going to have to
But
go northeast
we
anyway,
can make
which is
decisions as we
super
go.
high, so
Yeah.
I think if I just come down a couple of meters and you come forward,
Any other
I think
questions
that was
or concerns or
be surprised if it
ideas?
wasn't.
If it wasn't, I haven't moved. I have auto everything on. I'm sitting in one spot.
Well, if it put a burst
All
through
right.
one of the
As soon as we're
paths,
ready to
you'd
start
be
moving, we'll
surprised
let you
how
know.
far out that can reach.
Okay.
Thank you.
Knock
Black
stuff
balance is
about.
complete.
So I would say, Bobby, that the sweet spot in the light pool is down there, or even further in.
We all set signs?
Okay, you want me to move forward?
Yeah.
Actually, can you maybe extend your drawer again and just see how close I can get to the drawer?
Oh, yeah.
That's another possibility.
We're just still white balancing the
yeah.
HD2 camera.
You want me to
We're
try?
Let me creep in a little bit more.
using the
I'm gonna
light.
lose the angle to the drawer if you come any
Correct.
further.
Whoops.
So you want me to
That
go
was in
back?
zoom mode. Hold on.
From Sirius.
If we're gonna try it, let's just have you hold there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because we
Yeah,
don't know
Okay, enabling auto. Go ahead.
because the exact color of the sand is, an unknown where the white chart isn't exact.
HPU is on.
Okay, zooming.
And our local time is 9:48. Depth is 1475. We're
You're
just
trying
still white balancing our
Trying
cameras.
to white balance on the drawer.
Because it has the light.
Okay, now if we get Poseidon to keep the seas calm.
That may not be a.
Go ahead, science.
Okay. Foam pack's white too.
Go ahead, survey one.
And we're just still setting up our ROV operations so we can complete this dive successfully. Balancing the white camera, making sure our navigation is
Copy that.
all in order.
Now, if I'm finished with trying it on the drawer, if we can just get the light foam back in the light as much as possible.
You want me to put the drawer away? Closing?
And pilots, yesterday we pulled out the swing arms for
Valve
further
pack.
lighting.
HBU off.
Would you like that again, watch lead?
Yeah, that seemed to work really well.
You
There.
wanna
A request has been made to use the swing arms while moving.
Is that good?
all moving? Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to see what it looks like on the foam pack.
We have another cutthroat eel in the video.
The auto could not function, so I manually painted it in. That looks pretty good there, pilot.
Holding.
What's your delta?
Delta's 11.
Do we have somebody new just join us on our line?
Hey, Andrea. Good morning. It's Amanda.
Good morning, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Really well.
Auto is of no use. Yeah, I'm going to have to go visually, and visually that looks white on my screens. Okay,
Happy with that?
we're happy. Thank you, pilots.
All right,
Carolyn,
Tom, let's get the swing arms out. And then
just
let's get the
FYI,
shoulders out.
Go ahead, Rich.
the distance from
Back out,
that
away from
first
you.
identified Seep site to the furthest away newly identified Seep site is about 420 maybe 20 meters,
Valve pack.
which we're looking at if we're doing
Yeah, right
0.2
now
knots
it's just
straight
over.
transit time. You're looking at something around 70 to 75
wide on your
minutes.
camera?
So I don't think we're going to have too many problems
okay.
Those are full
making
wide.
any of these
Great,
targets.
thanks.
No problem.
Gotcha.
You backing
Okay.
up on
yeah.
me, Bobby?
Yeah, I
if
am
you're
backing
turning
up
around
on
the
you.
transom.
Okay. Trying to keep a view of what I'm doing.
Great. Sounds
I
good.
figured I didn't need to be underneath you anymore,
No, but you're
but
safe
I'll hold
there.
here.
Oh, too far. All right, swing arm.
So we're doing upper swing arms to find bubbles. Is that the plan?
Yeah, upper swing arms to help light things up.
Great. Lower ones wouldn't work very well on a 2-to-1 slope.
That about right there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I disable that valve pack.
We're just pulling out the swing arms on the
Enabling the
vehicle so
forward
we
pack.
can have more light,
Supply pressure is still reading.
so we can get a broader view of the
absolute on
bottom to
valve
potentially
packs.
look for these methane bubbles coming out of the
Swing
seafloor.
arm deploy.
Science nav. Hey, we're about ready to get moving. Is there anything special about this ROV plan bottom, or can we just go straight to the Seep target?
Swing arm down.
Great.
I think I need more power.
Okay. Yes, that's correct. Yep.
And we're still at a depth of 1475 meters. We hit bottom about 15 minutes ago, I believe. And local time is 9:53. We are currently off the northeastern United States coast in a region known as the Canyon
serial?
System, U.S.
Your help?
Canyon System.
No, I'm good, thanks, video.
This
Does that look
is
about
the
right, Bobby?
fourth
Looks fine to me.
dive out of a
Alright, I'm
series.
gonna secure the hydraulics.
We'll be out here for 2 weeks exploring this region and have a quick shore break, and new scientists are going to come out in August and
Looks like this really
continue the
needs to
exploration of this region.
Fold back further.
We have never visited this site
Just
before
more forward
with an
than
Alright, ready
ROV
to
or
go?
other vehicle. Looks like we're ready to go.
I'm ready. Light pool looks symmetrical to you?
Yeah, I think it looks fine.
Our move will be
Taking
bearing
my
50 degrees if you want to get set
taking
up.
my auto off 50. Do you,
I'm gonna pick up just
can we
a
zoom
little
in
bit.
on high pack some? Do you
Yep.
how do you feel about your turn, Tom?
I only have half a turn.
Your ship turn.
Yeah, I have half a turn.
The 0.9. Oh, sorry,
That's
our
you.
turn. Well, okay.
If you drive out, I can. If I spin to starboard, that will take it out, right?
So we'll basically be approaching the bottom of the slope. Is 0.2 knots good? Get us over the flat ground, and then we'll stop where the seep target, or where the seep was seen on multi-beam.
Okay, we are
Works
beginning
for
to
me
move.
now.
Moving over soft sediment bottom, cutthroat eels.
So I'm gonna come around to the right and pick
You
you
all
up
should
on the
have
other
the
side, Bobby.
HD2 feed as well.
Okie dokie.
Work for you?
Works for me.
And I'm just curious if that view is good for you. Quick.
Come on, auto altitude. There we go.
Pilots, the HD2 has a little bit of a flare. I was wondering if we could maybe tilt down just a little bit more out of the lights.
Stand
We're
by
just
one
going to
video.
tilt down the HD. That's good. Yep.
We will
Can
get
you just,
there.
can we do up a little bit just to kind of remove some of the ROV? Good. Is that good? Nope.
What
Too
happened?
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Is that good
I
video?
found you.
Just doing a little over here.
Okay, ready for ship move?
Yeah, what's the bearing?
050.
Okay. Beginning our move to our first waypoint. Cutthroat
We're
eel,
here,
moving
Bobby.
over a very soft sediment bottom.
That's about 50 degrees.
I'm just
Bridge
Fine
nav.
sediment and silt.
going to push in HD2 momentarily to get a bottom focus.
Hey, could I get a ship
Sure.
move? 115 meters, bearing
Can we get pan
50
right
degrees at 0.2 knots.
in a quick zoom? Is that a fish or a burrow right in front of you?
Correct.
Video, go ahead, partial.
Zooming. Partial.
Go more.
Zooming.
We have a cutthroat eel and what's this guy?
And holding. Partial.
Is it parallelopeded? Looks like it.
Pushing into the eyes.
Looks like a parallelopeded or a barracuda.
Oh, my camera just jumped on us.
Pulling out.
I think he's floating out of my line, and I'm also floating away from him.
Yep.
That's good, pilot. Thanks.
Full wide.
What was it you wanted an HD2 video?
Yeah, on ours, on my HD2.
I was just zooming it in to adjust the focus. I believe.
Okay, red
Science
crab.
may be happy with it at the moment.
Is that ship move underway?
Yeah, pilot.
There's a
that's
small
correct.
red
More questions
shrimp.
Video. Am I full wide on the sled? Serious?
Yes, co-pilot, you are full wide.
Is there a bivalve? Shell.
Science, just to confirm you're happy with the HD2 feed. We have just a little bit of one arm in. If you'd like, I can zoom in a little bit, or we can
What's our
tilt up.
heading? 50 or 5?
050.
Let me double check on shore for those folks that are using it, but I think it's okay. AJ Turner and those using the HD2 cam, do you copy?
Go again.
Hi, how's the HD2 for you? There's a little bit of the arm in view, but we are also having a little bit of glare in the upper right. We can either zoom in a little bit or keep it on this wide zoom, and you'll just have a little bit of obstruction.
Maybe try the swing arms out a little bit, rotate it out.
And the glare.
Yeah, I guess there are concerns about the glare in the mini-Zeus.
I can see the arm and a little bit of the glare for stream 2.
What do you think?
We're going to remove some of the glare, hopefully,
I think the
and get this
position-
set up.
I don't think it's the arms.
So this is Tim. The glare was there yesterday as well.
Okay, if I zoom in like
we had the
that,
same
just
sort of view.
past the glare and the arm, that's an option.
We really want to keep it on wide zoom so it's comparable with yesterday.
I could probably just move it a little bit.
I'll
We
try
have an
bringing it up and down.
Antamora.
We either get the arms or we get the glare. I think it's the positioning and the swing arms.
Yeah, I think the other way, pilot. Good.
Yeah.
Maybe just down.
Andrea, just for reference, what is our default camera angle for stream 2?
That's good. Our default camera angle, just 1 second.
Yeah.
Cutthroat eels.
Plus or minus about 10 degrees.
Science, there's a plus or minus 10 degrees error in the numerical reference of
Right.
that camera.
Did you copy that request, Bobby? They were wondering.
So
what
we're
angle
we're
the
at
HD2 is at.
Go ahead, Rich.
20 degrees. Yeah,
Roger
quick
that.
zoom.
Video, go ahead.
Zooming in.
Okay, thank you for the update.
Hydroids on a
Holding.
tube.
Pushing. Holding. Little critter on the right.
Hey pilots, this is Nav. I just got word from the bridge that the bow thruster is overheating, so we're going to stop using that one, but we're still going to be able to maneuver.
Coming
Copy
out.
that.
Is that amphipod on the side of
Come
that?
wide video.
So here's something for you, Bobby. I got a hard, repeatable sonar target. Dead ahead.
Hui, you're coming in
That's not
a
me
lot of
this time.
feedback.
It's not me. It's actually 2 of them.
Is this better?
No.
Hui, you're exceptionally low compared to where you were previously.
Let's go see what we can find.
And
Wow.
that's compared to where you were previously today.
Go ahead,
You need to
server
hold
one.
a heading.
Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me now, but I was just asking
Yeah.
if anyone saw an amphipod on the side of that
The
Dead ahead.
that stuffed
seems
animal
like
there.
they're having
so.
trouble with the speed
Can
now.
you hear me
A
now?
little bit
They
to
just
port.
took off.
Can you do a zoom in on that fish?
The one right below?
Yep.
Go ahead, video.
Hey pilots,
I will try to chase it.
keep an eye on Sirius's
Okay, you're
speed
full
catching
wide,
up with the
pilot.
ROV.
That's okay, you don't
The
have to
ship
chase.
Video,
It's
Roland,
going to
is,
go off.
coming ahead a little
Go ahead,
faster.
Tim.
Roland, can you?
Copy that.
I'm sorry.
bow
Can you? I'm
thruster
trying to
out, so
get confirmation. You guys can
get
still hear
ready
me. I think I'm
to,
getting major dropout still.
Pervasive maneuvers, possibly.
Confirm that, Hui, I do
Did we
still
lose
hear
it?
you. Your audio is exceptionally low.
Okay, maybe we can.
A little bit.
Science probably cannot hear you.
There's something.
I've got you in a
There's
very tight earbud in my ear.
I think you're making stuff up, Tom.
Possible. Comes in and out.
Thank you, Bridge. I just saw, or just the shaking and possibility of,
A red crab?
you know, losing control. Just getting them ready.
There's your
Yeah,
target
thank you.
straight ahead.
Yeah, can we get a zoom in
Yeah,
on
that's
that?
probably it.
Video, let's get a snap zoom, figure
Go
out what
ahead,
this
Science.
is.
Copy that. Zooming in.
Ah, it's just a crab burrowing.
Crab is burrowing.
Science nav.
So some of these burrows that we're seeing are potentially made by these red crabs.
We're just doing our 0.2 knots towards the Seep site. Yeah.
When you're done here, Bobby, can you spin?
I
Yeah,
think
it's
they
right to my
enjoy
left now.
rocky habitats going underneath the rocks and
Got
the
a good one,
ledges.
video?
And when they don't have any rocks, they
Copy
might
that.
guess
That's good.
burrow in.
All right, let's come wide.
Pulling out.
And we gotta make this a little
Can you
quick.
hear me,
I'm
Dad?
venturing off my
You want
route.
to just
Yeah, Tim, I could hear you. That's a good point.
spin for
We
it?
often see these
There it
these
is.
species underneath rock ledges.
See what he's growing on.
Zoom
Fly
on
trap
your command.
anemone.
Ah, that's my problem. Yeah, go ahead and start partial.
Will do.
Two
Will
red
do.
crabs.
Go ahead.
Zooming in. Partial.
Is that just
Pushing
sediment
in.
underneath, or is that a little bit of carbonate?
Let me try lateraling. How am I doing,
It has a
Tom?
lot of
you got a few
structure.
seconds.
Oh, we're gonna lose him anyway. Come wide, a little bit wider video.
We missed
Partial.
some of the descent here because of the fire drill and
Yeah, we're
whatnot.
gonna
Did
have
you
to
guys
abort.
happen to see any
Pulling out.
euphausids or amphipods in the water column today?
No, we didn't see
Got a
any.
little too low.
Not like we have in previous
Just worried
dives,
about that.
especially two days ago. We didn't pick up any amphipods or euphausids as we were coming down. I mean, we saw a few. We saw the normal, but not like the huge aggregations we've seen. We have a holosaur in the video right now. Yeah, it's an interesting observation.
This is gonna have to be a
And we're not,
pass-through
yesterday we
video.
did pick up some, and
This
we're in
white
the
object.
same
Copy
relative
that.
location.
Zooming
We're
in.
not too
And
far
I'll,
from our
follow
site from
your
yesterday.
lead.
Is that a bivalve shell? Looks like broken mussel shell.
Hopefully the camera
So
will follow it.
first dead mussel shell.
That's all we
But, you
got.
know,
I gotta get out
but
of
when we
front
picked up
again.
that large aggregation
This is you.
2 dives ago, we were quite a bit shallower.
wide.
Can we get a zoom in on the fish too?
Tracking is
Go
pretty
ahead,
bad
video.
with it's probably the bubbles from the
Looks
stern
like we have a
thrusting.
cusk eel. Or is that a morid? Let me see.
Pulling.
Andrew, do you have the lasers on for this?
Yeah, let's throw the lasers on too, please.
All right, then it really is time to catch up, Bobby.
Yeah.
Lasers are on.
Pulling out for size. Got a still image. I got a size.
Should we just slow this move to 0.1?
Pulling
No, I'll
wide.
go catch up.
Where'd
Seems
the
like
lasers go?
We got enough for a still and with lasers.
Another mussel shell.
All right,
seems like
Bobby,
0.1
let's
is more
run to
comfortable in
catch up.
general.
Got a couple shells around here.
No, Bobby's just lollygagging.
More shells.
All right, I see you coming into the
Okay,
lake
we're still
pool.
moving over soft sediment bottom.
All right, coming back down.
Our depth is 1471. Local time
Camera
is
70
10:09.
degrees down.
Picking up several red crabs.
Sirius is about 90 meters from the Seep target.
We've seen
Start getting
many
some
cutthroat
zigzags
eels and a
looking
few
for the Seep
holosaurs.
activity.
It's another holosaur. Quick zoom on the fish in the middle.
We'll try science.
It's a holosaur. It's okay if we missed it. There'll be another one, I'm sure. Yeah, that's okay.
Do you find, like I do, that it doesn't stop very well, Bobby?
Another cutthroat eel.
I don't know if that was him or not.
Nah, that wasn't. That's okay. We can keep moving forward. Pan
There's
left.
something.
And left.
What is that?
Yeah, can we get a zoom in?
On what?
Second fish back.
Video, go ahead.
Zooming.
It was just cutthroat eel. It was the shadow. It looked a little different.
Just let him go out of frame.
Good news, there's no krill today.
You're right, that is good news.
That's
Nice
great,
image from
thanks.
Sirius.
Okay.
You just let him
Let him
swing
go,
out
yep.
of frame.
Let him go.
Nice work.
Pulling wide.
RV is 80 meters from the Seep target.
That's good. Good with the camera.
These
That's
might be
full wide.
shells here, Bobby.
Yeah, that's the direction I'm heading, Tom.
There's no shadows, so.
And we're just
Straight ahead.
viewing a cutthroat videotaping a cutthroat eel and a red crab.
Looks like it may be this thing over here.
Maybe it's off the board a little bit now.
It's a big fish.
No, it's over here. It's
Well,
about where
do a
the
zoom before we
manipulator
get to
is.
it.
Up there.
And he runs.
But like I said, I think it's
Think
just
we have
a
an
shell
Antamora?
sticking up out of the sediment.
Pilot, do you want to zoom before we get to him so he doesn't run?
He won't run.
Yeah, quick zoom on that
Maybe
guy.
lasers on.
Yeah, let's get lasers as we're creeping in.
There's two of them.
Video, let's start partial.
Pushing. Holding.
Looks like an Antamora.
Pushing.
Looks like a shell there as well.
Did you see a dead mussel shell?
Look like it, right? Just as you're right at the bottom. It's not in view anymore.
I think I
There you are.
crept too much in.
Mostly sediment covered.
Okay. Want to pirouette around him or anything?
Yeah, I can try.
As we're getting ready to head on. I'll follow the focus with or zoom with you.
Come on, altitude.
Yeah, dead shell. So
Another
this
piece
is
of shell a
Antamora
little bit further down as well.
that we're viewing. It's in the family Moridae.
I've got some rising ground that may be a little rough.
Common family in this depth region
He
along the
keeps turning
continental
with me
slope
here.
all
Yes, I'm
over
not
the
sure we're
world,
gonna get
in
around
Western
in
Atlantic
front
in
of him.
particular.
Let's come
There's
wide.
several species,
You are full wide.
several genera
I'm
in
starting
this
to see
family. And this is Antamora that we're viewing right now.
Okay, RV is now 70 meters from the Seep target.
Picking up some more mussel shells. And yeah, I want to get a quick zoom on some of those.
On the shells?
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, I think these are what the little hard targets showing up are.
I'm going to push out past this one and we'll get the next two. They look more interesting.
Yep.
Sounds fine, thank you. So red shrimp, is that Sergestes?
All right, video. Good to partial.
Pushing in.
And
That
more
Sirius
mussel
sonar does
shells.
look promising.
It does.
You know, in yesterday's dive, this is what we
How
began
much
to
distance
see
we have left in this
downslope,
ship move?
were scattered
into
dead mussel shells.
One of them.
And if those of you watching yesterday, we then came across a large debris field of carbonate rubble and dead shells
Hold
as
there.
well. And at the top of the slope, we had a live mussel community, a large bed and several patches along the way. So hopefully we'll encounter the same types of communities today. This is a good sign.
I'll get this guy back.
Its genus is Bathymodiolus, and they are one of the first colonizers of
Just push forward then.
seeps. After bacteria, of course, we see a lot of bacterial mats as well. These mussels have symbionts that allow them to harness the chemicals to create energy.
Okay.
And of course, there's no
pulling out.
sunlight at these
Yep.
depths, so a lot of benthic organisms do rely on production from the surface waters from the sun. But there are communities such as these chemosynthetic communities that can rely on chemicals on the seafloor, convert those chemicals to usable energy.
I've dropped you a high pack target.
Several more scattered dead mussel shells. I feel like
How much more in the ship move?
and we're still
Is that also what the,
continuing along mostly soft sediment bottom here, very silty, picking up more dead mussel shells.
Ship move looks
Excuse
like
me,
it's
I
almost
There we
complete.
go.
feel like I have a
And
mouthful of marbles
Sirius on
today.
the target is 20 meters, bearing 100.
Altimeter is not exceedingly reliable today, it seems like.
More shells.
Zoom in on a few of those as we go by periodically.
I think we're about to get into a much more interesting section here. Video.
Yeah, if we can continually follow this line of dead mussel shells.
Is that an octopus cup?
Oh yeah, octopus, quick zoom on the octopus. Good eye, Tim.
Looks like the Sirius on our target might have been this slight rise covered in shells.
So that wait, ship is stopped?
Could be, it doesn't seem to be getting closer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Watch your lasers.
This appears to be the
Lose the lasers.
common octopus that we've seen during the past few days. I'm not sure if anybody out there has a genus and species name, common name even. This is really cool. Extending tentacles, you can see all the suckers.
Looks like it might be
Octopus is
Verdi Eye. This is from Liz Shea yesterday watching.
Yeah, we saw this
have an
species
idea.
yesterday, right, Tim?
Yes.
It's going to get you.
Promising because these octopods normally they'll feed on mussels.
Pulling out a little bit.
Hey, if you'd
Oh,
just
really?
like to come to an easy stop
You know,
here,
somebody on
we
the
can-
event logger just said,
if we find
I guess
some
it's Mike
Seep,
Vecchione just said it's Glenladonis.
activity, we'll just
And
head
that's
over.
what I said
Push
here
in,
first,
Sirius.
and I got corrected.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So it's potentially the potential that they feed on the Bathymodiolus mussels?
Well, we certainly see that in vent fields and other places that actually will drill to the side of the shell and break it and
Okay,
break
the ship
I don't know
is
how long
stopped
we
here.
want to
the
stay on
valve
this
open.
video.
Okay, getting good
and eat it.
stuff.
So. So there may be some living bivalves around here, some mussels, maybe some clams. We'll see.
If we can hold that, maybe we just go for a tight.
Are there many
You have time for
So I'm
top?
floating a little
organisms or
bit more.
animals
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
feed on the Bathymodiolus mussels? Do we really know that?
Kind of lost him in the light.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Well, we've only seen crabs feed on them
Hopefully he'll crawl into it.
quite a bit, mussel beds, and also octopus.
Camera was not me, so I will bring it back down.
We've also seen fish go after them too if their
Nicely
shell's
done.
broken or cracked or they're somehow gaping. You'll also get fish
Yeah, I'm floating
taking them in.
up and
A
away
lot of the
from him,
fish,
so he's
gut
losing his
content
light.
studies
So
at
let's come
Houston
wide
Basic
and just let him
Systems have
go out.
identified
Okay,
mussel
pulling
parts
out.
in there.
Wide
We'll
on
stop
Sirius
harassing
too,
him.
please.
Pulling out on Sirius.
Gonna
Sirius
push
is
up
full
and over.
wide. ROV's full wide.
Great. Great video, guys. Thank you.
So the ship has
Back to the debris.
With a few more
to
red
the
crabs.
shells.
the ship has
And
stopped
we're
here, but Sirius
continuing
still
along
has
this
about
debris field,
50
picking up
meters to
several
swing.
more
50?
50.
mussel shells,
That's what
dead
it
mussel
looks like.
shells.
The tracking's a little erratic, but
Rather
What's
abrupt.
your impression yesterday
I'm
in
not sure
that
I've ever
seep area?
seen
Did you see
one
a
of
lot
our
of red
vehicles
crabs in that seep?
swing
I don't
50
really think we
meters
saw
after
a
the
lot
ship
in that
stopped.
mussel field. Saw some, but people might think
not
the food
worth
source.
the
They would
transit.
think the crabs aggregate at
Anyway,
site.
if
Is
you
it?
could run
I
east,
guess it is, yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah, during
Do
yesterday's
you
dive,
want me to
Tim,
get
yeah, we
out in
saw a
front of
few
you
red
first, or
crabs in the
just
mussel
start
bed.
heading east?
Definitely
Kinda
not
where
as
you're going.
abundant as the shallower region we surveyed a few
northeast.
days ago.
I'm not
It's
sure
interesting
if I
too that
hit the
Sandra
bottom
Book just
if the
chimes
ship
in on the event
stopped.
log saying we've seen
more
red
curious
crabs breaking
if there's anything
mussel
really
shells
there, or
before.
if it's
So
just a
Okay.
there
slope.
you go.
yeah, you're coming up into
Red
the
crabs
We actively feed on these.
10 to 20 slope. Time to start going up.
Might be all it is
Thank you, Sandra.
the beginning of the rise. See the daisy chain?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Nav, can we drop
like
the
we
target debris
Pulled a
field?
bunch of slack out of the Sirius end.
Yes, I have one down at the beginning of it.
Oh,
White
that's fine.
shells.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see you did
Alright.
that, Brendan.
Our tracking is very bouncy with the bow thruster out. The stern
Need to
thrusters
go.
are washing
Whoa,
over
are
the
you zooming in or are you coming out?
tracking
Video is not
acoustic
zooming.
hydrophone.
I'm
Roger,
raising
as
up a
long as
little
we
bit.
had one
That's why
down.
Went
the
down
red
some.
lines are jumping around in 100-meter jumps.
Okay.
The ground's coming up.
It is, and it's starting to get steeper, so.
Our depth is
If you can actually just
1455.
start pulling up hard.
Local time,
Okay.
10:22. We are up the northeastern United States coast in a region known as the
Yeah,
U.S.
Sirius is
Canyons
12
region,
meters from
northeast
that.
U.S. Canyons. We are currently between Vetch and Shallop Canyon, surveying the seafloor along the continental slope.
If you come up a
Objectives
little
of this
faster,
dive,
Tom.
we, using multi-beam mapping,
slope's starting to
found
get pretty
water
good.
column anomalies or bubbles coming from the seafloor, and we're here to ground truth those and examine chemosynthetic communities. We have seen during this dive so far several dead mussel shells, so hopefully we'll find some live ones at the top here.
You guys mark the start.
We're
of
also
the slope
seeing some pretty
on your
hard
high back.
targets on the ROV sonar as well as the
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
the Cirrus sonar.
So
Actually, very hard targets. Just looking like about 30 meters out.
So should we think about making a ship stop?
The ship's already
Is
stopped.
it stopped? Okay,
So
good.
we're. Yeah.
Science, co-pilot?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's probable that what you're seeing on the sonar is just the slope, the
Oh, okay.
sedimented slope.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're coming up along a steep slope as well here. Can we pan maybe just back and forth with the video?
Yeah.
Lasers on right now.
They're not on right now. Are you asking for them or asking if they were on?
I was asking. I was wondering if the scientists wanted it
Okay,
for
pilots,
slope
I think
measurement.
we've finally settled out. We're about 40 meters southeast of the Seep waypoint.
can see
we
the
can just
steepness of the
look
slope
around
in the
here.
video here.
Because the waypoint's like plus minus 50 meters, as far as I know. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're starting to see fewer shells here, though.
Yeah, we're picking up fewer shells.
Kind of like they were collected at the bottom of the
Yeah,
slope.
do shells fall
yeah,
down? the
either
slope?
either they collected or that was our more interesting point.
You know, on this slope, you definitely don't want the lower arms out, huh?
Do you want me to follow you around, Bobby?
No, I was just coming to see what this cluster was here, and then I'm going to head back across to you.
Okay.
2 red crabs. Picking up now some more scattered mussel shells.
Okay, heading back. I think I'm starting to pull you, actually.
Science and watch lead. This is Nav.
A lot of shells.
Yeah,
in
go.
front
Yeah,
of
you are.
So we've settled out our movement. We're about 40 meters southeast of the Seep target.
Pilot, it looked like those ones we
So
just
my thought
passed
is
over.
to look around here thoroughly,
Different.
and once we're sure there's nothing east or south of us,
Can we get a zoom on the
make
pile
a move
of
to
shells?
get the transom directly over the target, and then look around there.
Can you unlock?
A little bit further back.
I'm listening to you. Hi. Sorry, Watchley, what would you like to zoom on?
Yes, we'll just do
Pile
a
of
40 meter
There's a
shell.
few mussels to the right of that crab. Yeah, let's zoom in on those.
Go ahead, Bridge.
Go ahead, video.
And the lasers, please.
Great, feels a lot calmer back here.
We have live mussels. Looks like we have, yep, 1, 2 live mussels.
That's intriguing.
For live mussels.
And we'll get a zoom in on this and then put the lasers on, and so we can get measurements of these mussels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 live mussels. Maybe 6. We have 6 here in this patch.
Okay, line it up.
And we're just lining up the camera.
Let's get one perfect shot of one where we can see the shell outline, the one on the upper right.
Oh, come on.
Pulling out full wide.
Pretty far out, so I was trying to do all that hovering. Oh, there's a better cluster.
Yeah, can we, before you move on though, get the lasers on that area? We can do both here. Whatever works. Whatever works.
Lasers are on.
Give me a second here, video, and I'll
Oh,
get us
thank
all
you.
stabilized.
See 'em. Were they on the whole time?
No,
Yeah,
they
okay.
just turned them on.
Good. So we have the lasers on now. We have another patch of live mussels here.
All right, go ahead, video.
And we're going to image these. We'll go back and get another image with the lasers on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Co-pilot Nav.
Go ahead now.
10?
It might be helpful to go to the mission view.
11. 11 live mussels, I count.
Well, we were experimenting with it. If we were able to, with Sirius still, if we could zoom in and actually watch the ROV doing a search pattern.
Was that because of the longer tail, or?
And these
No,
mussels
just
are
with the
covered in
DVL,
hydroids.
You can actually
Less
tell.
bounce.
You can
You
come
can
wide,
get a perfect picture. You know,
a little bit wider.
just
and
as a
figure out
tool.
what's bouncing me.
Don't
I
have
just
to.
wanted to get a little bit of the tight. So
Yeah, we can go back in. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm bouncing so much.
It's a partial.
ROV is just bouncing around a little bit here. We're going to go back in for another close view.
You mind if I come around and get eyes on you, Bobby?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, co-pilot, I think.
Did we drop a target?
All right,
Okay.
video. Yeah,
We're
And we
settled
dropped a
out there,
target as
so
well.
maybe we'll look east and then south before we head north towards the target.
Sure.
Just kind of do a circle.
An empty shell on the upper left.
I might be
Brendan
sliding
is
down
keeping
though,
us on
actually.
track
Come on.
with dropping targets and
Pulling up.
navigation.
I get a lot of help from the navigator.
I think we got good video of all that.
Okay. Seems to be an intriguing section. Can I stay out here, co-pilot?
Yeah, you're not in any
And pilot,
trouble.
can we just get one more zoom of that mussel bed by the right of the crab with the lasers on again?
Yeah, sure. Let me set up for you. We'll get you some good footage of that pile.
Roger, thank you.
All right, video, you can start going in. Tom, you want to take control of my camera?
Sure.
So there's lasers.
You maybe put that one laser on that top right one.
Yeah, if you want to tilt up a little bit, Tom.
How are these images, scientists back on shore? Are we getting what we need here? Close-ups of the live mussels. We have the lasers in view.
There we go.
Everything looks good, Andrea.
Lasers, and let's get a zoom in on the one that's facing me down and open.
Yeah, looks good here.
Tilt down a little bit.
Just tilting the camera down, I think. There we go.
Yeah, that middle bottom one. There we go.
That one?
So for those of you listening back on shore, there's several operations happening when we stop and zoom in.
Let's go for that guy. Yeah,
I'm looking
there
for
we
the
go. You full zoom
biology
video?
and people back on shore
Let's try it.
looking as well
Zoom.
as the dive progresses. And then we have to tell the pilot what we would like to view, and then the pilot communicates with another person who's controlling the
Let's
camera
get more
zoom
video before I
and
kick up too
getting
much
everything
more.
in focus.
So my
there's
suggestion
3 or
is
4
that we
steps
go
into getting
like
a really
2
good
legs of
image.
diamond east and south here, and then continue north because that seems to be.
Okay, and I think we want to pan right. There may be more up top here. Yeah, there's another patch in between the 2 crabs on that line. Do you see?
Talking
Yep.
camera center.
So other than
Are the lasers off again?
some
Yeah, I turned them off for the close-up.
and maybe a small fish, I didn't see any
Go
other
ahead, video.
associated fauna. Anyone else?
Zooming in.
Yeah, Tim, I didn't see anything else either. Here we have 2 live mussels, it looks like.
Looks like maybe a small
Or 3.
fish.
There's one off to
This
the
one's gonna
side.
be farther out, floating in far out. I
Yeah.
know it's not in the light, but
I'm not even sure if I saw the amphipods, so it's a good eye, you guys.
Yeah, there were a couple at the I guess clump is furthest away from here. I was image at the base. Go back and look at.
So how many species of Bathymodiolus mussels are there? I know there's at least 2 in the Gulf of
Camera run
Mexico.
Zoom
Do we
out.
know if there's more than 1 species along the Atlantic margin?
Or
I mean, of course, we're just now finding out a lot more about
Think we
these
got enough of
habitats in this region. But do we have any idea? And I'm not sure how many are there across the world.
So patch below that white object to the right of lasers.
Yeah, and any of those patches too right there, we're going to want to stop and zoom in and get some closer images.
all right.
Looks like there's multiple little clumps.
Does anybody have a rough estimate of the number of Bathymodiolus species that have been described so far?
Yeah, Andrea, there's about I don't know, 2 dozen.
2 dozen.
22 or so. Yeah, and there's I think there's 2 here on the margin. I guess the Blake Ridge people can answer probably better than me.
Sorry, Bobby.
Ah, see our tether.
You know,
Yeah.
there's Hectorite, you know,
That's
what
Batimodiolis
Well,
Hectorite.
we've got a turn in it, and the turn
Lake Ridge
popped out of the
off of
daisy
Florida.
chain.
Mm-hmm.
You can try unturning it, and then driving out straight, and that might fix it.
Yeah, pilots, let's get a zoom in right where the lasers are.
All right, go ahead, video.
So do we have an estimate how far apart these clumps are?
These two look to be maybe 20 centimeters.
Just hold this
The
for a little
lasers
bit.
are 10 centimeters.
okay.
So, and the size of these also look to be about 10 centimeters,
Okay,
the
give
size
me-
of the muscles.
Cheat towards the right one a little bit.
10 plus, maybe.
So I
ahead.
actually,
Back on camera duty here.
Zooming in.
go ahead.
Older.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was wondering, I had sent a message to Cindy's group. Has anyone seen clumps of mussels like this before? My experience is more limited, and I've mostly seen sort of these vast fields of them.
We've come across this in the Gulf of Mexico, some smaller patches. But that's my only
Sorry,
other experience with Seep
video,
communities.
it's-
Maybe the Duke Lab
That's
can
me
speak
getting
more to
toggled
that.
pretty
Well,
far up
And
the
Tim
hill.
as well.
So, let me
Give
go with
an
watch lead.
overview.
Watch lead. This is pilot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nav and co-pilot recommend that we check some other areas around here. And then what we can do is we can move Sirius closer to this patch and get much better footage of this area.
Yeah, Carolyn, I don't think this is
But before we do that,
all
we want to check
uncommon to
east
see
and
bumps like
south.
this.
We
There's
haven't
reminiscent
we
of the
haven't
Gulf of
been
Mexico.
Yeah, we
I don't
haven't
think
been
this is-
over kind of
it's
east
not
and
a Blake
south, and
Ridge
so we
type of-
wanted
as
to just
you
kind of
know,
check that
the-
area,
this kind of
and then we
Blake
can
Yeah,
come right
Ridge.
back here.
In the Gulf of
That's
Mexico,
a perfect
you
plan.
just-
Thanks,
Yeah, we'll
gentlemen.
pass back over this
So you
patch
got
on the
points?
move north.
You got points now?
Yeah, Bob Carney isn't on the line, but he just weighed in on the chat that said small clumps in Gulf of Mexico are more common than massive beds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's damaging my calm.
Thanks, Jim.
So we're just going to look around this area. We're going to
Sorry,
look around with the
false.
ROV, and then we're going to
Thought I saw bubbles.
use Sirius to get a larger view of how extensive some of these patchy communities may be in this area. We're going to work this area a little bit before we move to the waypoint. Is that
Trying to
correct,
get my
Brendan?
Yes,
Get
that
off
is
here
correct.
so I don't stir
There
it all
seems to
up.
be enough to take a look around here
All
before
right, how do you want to do this, Tom?
Well, if you
the
turn and start
official
driving
waypoint is
toward
about
me,
40 meters away, so it'll
Okay.
require
Yeah,
another
look
ship
out
move.
to the
Before
right.
we do that, we just wanted to
Yeah,
give
but
ourselves a little
once-
bit of time to work.
just come toward
Do what?
me, and once you feel like you have room, spin to the right, take this turn out, and then run off to the east, maybe in 2 legs. I just want you to make sure you have
And we're a
slack
bit
in
high
tether
off
so
the
you don't
bottom. We're just
snag
getting
it on a
situated, correct?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
slinger.
we're. If you notice in Sirius camera, we have a coil in our tether,
Oh,
so
right.
as we kind of view these other areas, we're going to try to take that out as well. So that's why we're higher up on the off the bottom watch lead.
Thank you. Just folks back on shore, we're a bit off the bottom. We have a coil in the tether
You're clear
between
there to just
Sirius and
finish the
D2,
spin.
so we're just kind of
You want
taking
me to go
care of
right?
that.
Yeah, just spin all the way around to the right, and that will take the turn out.
Is that going to propagate enough?
Well, once you pull it straight, it ought to.
Yeah, that looks better.
And we're off bottom. Just again, we're just fixing our tether. Local
What do you want
time
me to
right
do,
now
Tom?
is 10:39, and today is the
Nice.
12th of July,
Come another
2013. And
180
to remind
degrees
our
and go
viewers, we
east.
are off the coast
Yeah,
of the
you're looking
northeastern
downslope
United
now.
States along the continental slope, and we are serving the seafloor. We have nobody has been here yet with an ROV, and this is exciting.
want
We
me to
have
look
found
180?
live mussels,
Yeah, come to
Uh,
090.
active chemosynthetic community.
Sorry, turn 180
And we just started
degrees,
this dive.
come to
We've only been on the
090.
bottom for just a
Just
little over an
reestablish
hour.
the bottom and drive.
It's already been an exciting dive.
Should be facing the
It's
slope
going to be
now.
a good day.
There it is.
How's our tether look?
Well, I will tell you as
You
soon
are
as
controlling my camera.
Maybe that state of affairs doesn't work as well as I thought it did. Alright, let me see. About the same. Try. What were you thinking, Carl? Push out on this heading to the limit of the tether?
Yeah, 090. Just look up
3
there.
red crabs.
Yeah, just run out and do a quick survey.
And
if
more
you want,
scattered shell fragments over here.
Problem is we're right on a slope here, and you're not very high up. And
Well,
I'm kind of coming right towards you.
I can fix that problem.
Well, you're at 120 also.
Antimora, which is a morid.
You can go off at like 075 or something, so you don't go right under him. More up the slope.
And we're moving over more shell fragments here.
Oop, what is this over here?
So is our tether issue worked out?
Yeah, so we're trying to investigate some of the other areas around here before we head back to the area where we saw the live mussels.
Great. Can we pan to the right and get a view of this stained sediment here?
Yeah, let's
and
get
then
a
to the left as well. We'll do both.
video. Let's get a quick zoom right here.
We have a little bit of a bacterial mat, it looks like. And live mussel. And you can zoom out some to get the lasers in view. Good. Another live mussel. Looks to be about the same size.
All right, and then let's come wide.
And then pan right, there's another patch.
That's full wide.
What does that look like straight ahead to you, next to the crab?
Yeah, it looks like a shell. Can you get a zoom in on that
Oh, it is
kind of
just an open
dark
shell.
sediment?
You got it.
Thank you.
Go ahead, video. It's not the best lighting.
So is this just kind of stirred up sediment, or is this sign of seepage, this dark sediment?
I'm actually wondering if there's some gas hydrate right there in this sort of crystalline material. It's on the left side of the screen. I don't know how to describe it. It looks chunky. Over to the left.
Okay, can we pan left,
I'm
pilot?
sorry. I'm sorry. I said left and I meant right, and you can't read my mind, obviously. So.
Okay.
Is there something here, or
Can
did you want it at full wide?
Yeah, let's go out a little bit.
Okay.
And oh, right there, stop. Whoa, that white right there, is that hydrate? Carolyn?
Yes, that's hydrate.
Carolyn,
All right, we have
that's
methane
hydrate.
hydrate. And we'll want to get the lasers in view too after we get a close-up.
that is maximum zoom.
Carolyn, we can't hear you
Yeah,
here.
it just bounced.
You know, get the lasers in.
Yeah, let's get the
Brian,
lasers
this is
in.
co-pilot.
Get the lasers on that piece.
Yeah, that's hydrate.
You seeing Sirius's tether cam?
Whoever's talking on intercom, OKEX is exceptionally low right now.
I can't tell exactly how long that loop is, but it's starting
And
to
the
make me
crab is walking
uncomfortable.
right over the
Let's
hydrate.
come wide.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to
Can you zoom back in on that hydrate?
potentially get long enough to
Sorry,
get itself
thank
into
you.
that aft
Want
thruster.
us to zoom back in on the hydrate pilot?
Could disable the back thruster, just run on one.
I can
Good with
fix
that,
that
pilot?
problem by disabling the aft thruster.
Go ahead.
Zooming in.
You hear me?
No,
Do
barely.
you think it pulled out of the bundle on the tape to the frame?
I don't know where all that lift line came from.
And so we have a red crab in front of methane
Must have.
hydrate. And Carolyn also stated she may have seen some bubbles, so we're gonna keep our eye out for that. We're gonna work.
Go ahead.
We're gonna work this patch just a little bit before we move.
That's where a lot of it came from.
Okay, we can go ahead and zoom out.
There you go, right there. There's a hole.
The
Yeah, in
lift line
Sirius's
pulled
main
through.
view, there's a big loop that's pulled out of the daisy chain, and it's
And can we pan right, or
Say
are we
partial zoom.
fixing the
creating
tether?
a knot.
I can keep going
So we
for a
should
few moments here.
we
Okay.
should order a new daisy
We
chain
might-
line that's not
One of the
stretchy.
scientists on shore thinks they've
So there's
seen
another
bubbles.
dark stain. So if you pan right still and then zoom in. And we already checked out the one in the middle, but there's another one on the bottom right.
Co-pilot, would you like for me to zoom in?
Oh yeah, you can zoom in if you want, Roland.
And we
Right,
do
why
have
don't
the
you direct
lasers
me here?
on.
Please.
What's going on here, Brian, is that we got a turn in the tether, and then
Pilot, did you ask for me to zoom on
the loop
ROV?
No,
popped
I'm
out of
trying
the
to get
daisy
some
chain
direction.
and has just kept getting bigger.
Perfect. Zoom in.
Zoom in.
Zooming.
Yeah, I don't think it's undone, but I think when the loop
It's
popped
good.
out,
Hold.
the daisy chain and lift line combination is now working on about 6 or 8 feet less tether than it originally was. So it's, I mean, we can
It's
try
a partial zoom,
having
co-pilot.
Bobby drive out in a straight line and pull the tether taut and see if that does anything. So, I want to interrupt the current science to try to. All right, Bobby, we
Video
need you
come wide.
back with us.
Can we start with swing arms, maybe?
Okay, so we're just gonna work out the tether. Okay. All right. So
What do you mean start with
did we
swing
drop
arms?
a
Maybe just
target?
get them in
You
while
want
we're
'em
doing
in?
this.
Okay, so we dropped a target here. We have a loop in the tether, again, from the Sirius to the D2. So they're just going to work on this and get
What
this
was
all
that,
sorted
Science?
out.
Yes, I have bacterial mat and
Andrea, can you hear me now?
No, I can barely hear you.
there it is.
Let me see. I haven't heard anybody else talk. Could other people talk as well? Do we have Hui?
Oh, this is black.
Hi, Andrew. We are reading you loud and
Duke
clear.
University.
Can
Okay.
you hear us?
Yes, so Hui's coming in loud and clear, and Duke's coming in loud and clear.
Noah Charleston.
Coming in loud and clear.
Might I suggest that you ensure that back on shore, the one that's having the audio problem, that you don't have your talk or listen open on EXWL. The only thing you're listening and talking to is OKEX. See if that'll make an audio level difference.
Swing arms are stowed.
Andrea, I'm actually connected
All right.
to Skype right now,
Direct
so
me.
I'm going to log out and log back in again. The only way I can hold the call all day.
Well,
Okay.
subject
I'll be
to
back.
Okay, sounds good.
subject to what Brian has to say on it, I think I'd like to see you turn around.
All
and
right,
drive out
our depth is
slowly.
1440.
and try to stretch this
Today
tether taut.
is the 12th of July,
Good. I might even
2013, and
have to
local time is
reverse heading at some
10:49
point
a.m.
so we can pull
We
it
are
end
off
to
the
end.
coast of the northeastern United States, off the coast between Rhode Island to New Jersey, on the continental slope. We are surveying the seafloor and have just found methane
So
hydrate.
Kink it.
And
Left or right,
we've also
Tom?
seen so far a couple patches of live
Uh,
mussels, live
pilot's discretion. We
bathymodiolus
have 0
mussels, so
turns.
confirmed
Okay, and
chemosynthetic community here in this site. This is really exciting. We've also come across a
Do we
debris
still
field
have
of
the old
scattered
daisy chain line?
dead
I don't know the answer to
bathymodiolus
that
mussel
question.
shells.
But we should.
Megafauna
should
in this
bring it out of
area has
retirement.
included red crabs, which tend to be pretty dominant in this area.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking
We've
about.
seen them on all the dives so far. We've also seen several cutthroat eels, antimora, a type of morid cod, and a few holosaurs. And then also a cusk eel. We saw this earlier in the dive twice, a species of dicroline. And I think that's it in terms of fauna right now. We're
Bobby,
just
could
have
you
to take a break from the
bring
seafloor.
yourself
We
over in front
have
of me
a
and then
loop
go
in our
straight out?
tether.
Yeah.
We have about a 40-meter tether
to
from
require-
Sirius, which is the vehicle that looks down
An idea
on
of where
the
the slope
D2
is.
ROV, and the D2 ROV is tethered to Sirius. So sometimes it gets caught up on itself, or it loops around itself. And now what the pilots are doing are just maneuvering both vehicles to try to get the loop out.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Hey, Andrew, it's Caroline. I'm back.
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear in the very beginning, and then I think maybe if you
slope.
stepped away from the mic, but in the very beginning you sounded really good.
Co-pilot, per your
Okay,
request, I
You're
can
heading.
give you Zoom at your notice.
Sorry.
Yeah, standby video.
Right? One of the many
push out?
challenges
Yes,
makes
please.
it very fun and very interesting,
Pushing
but
out slow.
communicating ship to shore with
Engage auto
all these
heading.
different technologies.
Auto depth. And let's push out. Do you need me to come right or left at all?
I think I'm going to come left and match your direction you're going for a second.
Sirius, once you get a little tension, Sirius might start to spin too.
It looks like the part coming from Sirius is to the right of the one coming from the ROV.
No longer pushing out. What do you want?
What would you like, Brian? You want to zoom on that? No. Can you push gently, Bobby?
You can see it pulling the purple line through at the Sirius end, I think.
All right, pushing out very slowly. All stop.
Zooming. Copy that. Zooming ahead.
The daisy chain looks a lot neater though than it did
Yeah.
before.
It'll depend if the daisy chain lets the tether slide through it or not, yeah. I hear what you're saying. It kind of cinches down when we heave.
I think the lift line will slide.
What if you took Sirius and did a counterclockwise spin from this end? Seems like it's closer to Sirius.
It is closer to Sirius.
And that would put a extra negative turn in, which would put more tension on it to turn in that direction.
I don't know about that. Are you pushing forward, Bobby?
I am.
Okay.
Very slowly, almost to the point that...
camera.
Let me line up with your heading again.
Okay.
Yeah, almost to the point that...
It's a partial. And that's full wide on Sirius.
I'm off.
Might be coming. Keep pushing
Yeah.
on.
Okay, pushing.
You want me to spin around and get a reciprocal heading now, Brian?
Okay, so we're a bit off the bottom.
Hang on, Bobby.
Our depth is 1445 meters. We're in the water column right now. Looks like we just sorted out the tether.
No, I'm going the direction to take it
Still
out.
working on it just some, but it's looking a lot better now.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Bah. Anybody got eyes on that?
We have a
loop now?
birthday on the ship today.
No.
No.
Did you know that?
I can only guess based
I'll come
upon the
back
hat
around
that
the
was
other
being
way.
worn.
What's your delta?
Sorry about that.
Delta's
Oh,
still there.
18.
Very own Mimi.
Yeah, as soon as he
That's
gets around,
right.
we'll probably want
It's
to
her birthday today. I have to send her a happy
bring
birthday
a little
message.
closer, or at least so we can
Yes.
get it.
And
in one of
Mimi
the
was the one
cameras.
that, and with the
Might be able
survey
to get it
crew
in
and
your
the
tether
mapping
cam when
crew
it goes taut.
worked late through the night to identify these additional targets. So she worked hard on her
Wanna
birthday.
Take a zoom on it.
Yes.
So again,
No.
far and wide.
So I'm not sure I'll be able to get it in mine, but I might be able to get it in yours.
All right. You want me to come down, or are you going
No,
up?
I'll come up.
Okay. Keep some tension on it while you're at it, so it doesn't rewrap itself.
There's still a good amount of purple line up by Sirius's tether. Not as much though, I don't think.
No, not as much as there was.